wanted to tell you about a dream I had. Actually, there's two little parts, and they're really connected to a dream I had about my keys being stolen in my purse, which is, I think, silencing the enemy and pursuing justice. I will link it below in the comments in the description. But what I wanted to tell you about this one is at the end of a dream I had had about being at a minister of prophet's house and with him and his family, and a whole lot of symbols in that dream, which I've not shared with him yet, so I'm not going to share it on here until I do, or if I do, I don't know. But at the end of that dream, I left that situation and I ended up going to my grandparents' house, which they have both passed on, and they have their house has been sold, but we have permission to still go and see the house and the yard from the new owners, which I want to do more often. They live down on the lake. But in this dream, I ended up going straight from that minister or prophet's house to my grandparents, and they were sitting out on the porch, and they had a lot of items out on their porch, and we had a lot of social activities on that porch for years. It's kind of a side porch or back porch or patio, kind of covered carport. And they were both there, and they were out there at night, and they had a lot of their belongings out there, kind of like it was a yard sale, but they weren't having a yard sale. And they said they were doing it because they were trying to see if anybody was going to steal anything. And it's like they were trying to catch them do it. But they had some necklaces there, and I told my grandmother, no, I want to put those inside or give them to me because I'm really afraid they're going to get stolen, and I don't want them to be stolen. So that was another dream having something to do with things being stolen. Well, then a few nights later, I dreamed that my daughter and my daughter's 15, I dreamed that we were watching our car be robbed from a distance. Like we were in a lower parking lot and this was in an upper parking lot. And for some reason, our car that was tore up was the one up in the upper parking lot. And we were at another car, and at this car that we were with a stepfather and new husband, and we were there with him in his car, but we were watching our old car be robbed from a distance. And this guy was going around trying to break into a lot of cars, like I guess he thought there might be a good stereo, or, maybe people leave their cell phone in or something like that, and he was robbing things out of it. And I thought to myself, why are you doing that? We don't, you picked the wrong car. We don't have a good stereo. We didn't leave our phone, even if we did, it's not an expensive one. And it reminded me of the other dream where I was like, why are you even bothering? It's not worth anything. But we watched him trying to rob it from a distance. But then when they arrested him, the police arrested him right beside us and right by the car we were at. And he was down on his knees and handcuffed to the back. And I instantly recognized him as a danger to us, not just to our car. And in the dream, I said, he's a Satanist, and I don't know why, but I recognized him as that. And he had these hooks and piercings all through his scalp and his head. And my daughter, being that close to what was happening, she was really scared. And even though she's 15, I held her like a baby. It's like she got smaller and younger as this occurred. Well, after that, we went on down the road, and somehow we were in a mall or on the side of a road at some little plaza, and we encountered this older woman, and she was looking at me so snobby, just looked me up and down like, she did not approve. And I caught her and I confronted her and I said, look, I know I don't look good, okay? I know that. But do you know what I've been through? Like, I knew she was judging my faded clothes or dirty or something like that. I didn't look up to par for her. And I said, but do you know what I've been through? And when I confronted her, she said, oh, no, that's not what I was doing. And I said, no, I know what I saw. And she then started trying to give me her coat. I don't know if she just wanted to cover me up or what it was. I don't know. And I said, I don't need your coat, and I don't think it'll even fit. And I didn't want to accept it. But she was over protesting that no, she wasn't judging me when she really was. And then she handed me 3 eggs, which was really weird. And they were cracking. But the yolk was just overflowing in my hands, and I recognized it as a really nutrient-rich egg. It was super yellow, almost to the point of orange, and the yolk was just oozing over my hands down to the floor. And I was really excited about it, like I knew it was a good, positive sign. But both of those dreams had to do with things being stolen, and then we were seeing the person being arrested in front of us, which God's been giving me a lot about vengeance here lately, which I don't want vengeance on anyone, but God says vengeance is his. And I think there was something to the fact that he was arrested in front of us and subdued with his hands behind his back, and I called him a Satanist, so maybe he was representative of Satan, and maybe it's the enemy being subdued, and maybe we're